Can you believe that it's the first week of January 2026 already? I know it doesn't come as a surprise. We all know when the 1st of January is going to happen. And yet, I feel like I wasn't really ready for the new year to start. So here we are in the first week of January. And today we are going to use this opportunity to really consider what is the new year going to bring for us? Which opportunities do we see? And which changes do we personally want to make? And I am extremely happy to welcome here with me again Abba. Good morning, Abba, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Sabine. I'm so happy to be here with you again as we get into the second year of this podcast. I cannot believe we did it for a whole year last year. So I'm super excited to talk to you today as we look into what's in store for 2026.
Yes, this is, I believe, a fantastic opportunity for us to, first of all, connect the dots from our last conversation that we had when we talked about reflecting what happened in 2025, seeing the changes that happened in our personal development, but also when it comes to business, the progress we've made. And in all honesty, when I was reflecting on last year, I also really realized that it had a huge impact on my energy balance, that I was using more of my time for work, started to go on business trips more, spend less time at home, spend less time with the kids, but spend a lot more time actually working. In all honesty, also spending more time at the desk than I used to. And it all shows that it has an impact on my focus ability. It has an impact on my overall energy. I feel that it has an impact on the choices I make on a daily basis. For example, also when it comes to the nutrition or my body telling me, okay, you know what? Can we just take a break now and just sleep a little longer than we usually do? So 2025 was a big process of adaptation for me. And I want to take all of these learnings into 2026. What is it like for you, Abba, for 2026 and your reflection on 25?
Yeah, I feel a bit the same. And I feel like while last year I focused a lot on my time management, I didn't focus enough on my energy management. And you'd think they're kind of related, and they are in many ways, but it is a whole different set of things you need to do to maintain your energy levels. Sometimes working 10 hours a day energizes me, so I don't want to stop doing that. Doesn't mean that it's not giving me energy, but what I do want to take into 2026 is a lot of consciousness with how I'm managing my energy and where is my focus going. Because as working moms with our own businesses, our plate is mega full. We also are very lucky to have flexible lives, right? So we can manage our business around our lives, which is one of the reasons I'm building my business, is because I want to be able to manage my business around my life rather than my life around my business, right? I want to be there for the kids and I want to be able to take them to things and I want to be able to be there for all the parent teacher meetings and the sports days and all of that. But I also want to build a business that serves and that makes an impact and that's sustainable, that doesn't need me to go back to a 9 to 5. So in this whole goal, it's very easy to lose focus and also very easy to deplete yourself of your energy. So, what I'm really looking forward to taking into 2026 is laser focus. And this is not easy for me because I'd like to do so many different things. And I like to do things because I'm excited, not necessarily because they're going to move the needle in something. So, I'm going to try really hard in 2026 to really focus on my energy. And I'm literally asking myself before I say yes to anything, is this saving me energy? Is this giving me energy? Or, and if it's not doing one of the two, I'm just not going to do it. And that's easier said than done, but that's going to be one of my main things for 2026. And I've already started by saying no to a few commitments I had planned to continue this year, but I'm not going to. I love the commitments I had last year, but I just don't have the bandwidth to do them all. So, really, 2026 for me is all about managing my energy better and laser focus.
I can absolutely relate to what you just said about also getting excited about all the options that we have at the moment. To me, it feels because the velocity seems to generally pick up with everything that's happening around us. Things seem to happen a lot faster than they used to do. And at the same time, I feel that, of course, also because of technology and AI and everything that is being developed at the moment, we simply have the opportunity to do a lot more and so many different things at the same time than we used to in the past. So this feeling of excitement, hearing about something I haven't tried yet, or hearing about a potential partnership here, or helping out over there, or being invited to a cooperation with somebody else, for me, it's extremely tempting to say, yes, I want to try that simply because I haven't done something like this before, and I feel like I can learn something new from this. But it's exactly what you just said. If I end up saying yes to everything, for one, I'm losing focus on the core that I actually wanted to invest all of my time into. And also, I don't feel like I am actually able to deliver the quality in everything that I want to deliver, simply because I'm still a human, no matter how much AI I'm using, and my time is still limited. And so is my energy, as you just said. So whenever I want to get involved in something, I want to be able to give my all, my entire energy, my entire focus, and I want to have the feeling that the output is the best that I could have delivered. And that's also something that happened to me in 2025, where I realized, oh my God, now I actually really have to rush something. I have to do it last minute because too many other things happened. And I wasn't happy with that because I felt deep down if I had taken more time, I could have done so much better. And just like you, there are a couple of things where I told myself for 2026, I'm not going to continue those because there are other things that I feel are much more worthy of my time and my energy. And I feel that specifically in the long term, that's going to be more beneficial for me to invest into.
And I think the thing is, we don't stop and think about these things enough because all these opportunities that are being presented to us all have their benefits. And I think it's so important to choose, but which benefit is really going to contribute to what I want to focus on this year? And that's where we don't stop and think enough. Because if you want to do something, you will rationalize doing it because it feels good, or it's giving you momentum, or it's giving you connection. And all these things are very valuable, and we're very good at saying yes to them. But then at the end of the year, when you realize that I did all these things, and yes, I learned and I grew and all was good, but it took away from this, you recognize that you really can't do everything you want to do well. You need to have that focus. And as multi-passionate women who have lots of interests, it is really hard. So I think the message we're both trying to give here today is it's okay to say no to things, even if we're excited about them, if it's not contributing to where we want to go. It's almost like, it reminds me of the analogy of, if you don't know where you're going, no road will take you there. But if you know where you're going and you're on the road, but you keep stopping and going to different places just because, oh, there's a nice lake over here, or there's a nice cafe over here, or there's, we're going to meet somebody over here, you're actually never reaching your destination. And it also depends on how fast you want to reach your destination. So, a few things to think about this year. And it also brings me to the topic of, where do we see this podcast going this year? Like last year, we launched this podcast and it's called Who Do You Want to Be? And we really presented the idea that in this ever-changing world where AI is taking over and it's changing at unprecedented speed, who do we want to be? And we really left this as an open question, right? And I feel like we've learned so much from that, because there's so much to talk about when it comes to who do you want to be. And now with AI empowering us to be anybody we want to be, it comes back to this whole point of, if we can be anyone we want to be and we can do all these things, we shouldn't stop. But then maybe we need to stop, like you said.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I remember last year for you and me also, it was again so many options to choose from when it comes to topics of what to talk about. Also, because when we were considering who do we want to be, it was about the multitude of roles that we're having. Who do we want to be as a mom who's sending their children to elementary school and the kids now have to use iPads. How do we feel about that? Do we want to be an overprotective parent? Do we want to be an open-minded parent? What do we want to do? Who do we want to be on the career side of things? Do we want to be an entrepreneur with one product? Do we want to try something we've never tried before? Do we want to work with others or do we not? Who do we want to be when it comes to us as an individual, when we're looking at the health side of things? What's important for us? Which choices do we want to make? And how do we want to make sure that we're not getting distracted from the intention that we have in any of these areas in which we have to make choices on a daily basis? So we hope that last year was as insightful for you as it was for us, because I believe I'm also speaking for you, Abba, when it comes to us really having understood a lot more last year simply by discussing these questions, bringing up these topics that we probably wouldn't have thought about otherwise. So now that we're starting 2026 and we have more of an idea who we want to be in 2026, we also are changing the strategy of this podcast. And Abba, I would love for you to just explain that to everyone who's out there with us today.
So yeah, so the focus of this year is going to change a little bit. And as Sabine said, last year was really like we talked about so many different things that shape who we're going to become. And if you haven't caught up on any of those episodes, please go back and have a look. Choose what resonates with you if you're a mom, or if you're just looking to learn how to use AI, or if you're just, trying to get your head around what's going on. There's a lot of really interesting conversations we've had, both technology related and mindset related and parenthood related. So do have a listen. That's obviously always going to be there. But this year we decided that we really want to focus this podcast on not only putting out the question to you, who do you want to be, which is what last year was about, because we were really ending every episode with, this is what we know, this is how we feel. And with that context, who do we want to be? This year, we want to take it to the next level and really support you in some way, in any way we can, with our own knowledge and expertise into becoming that person you want to be. So, all our episodes moving forward will take a very strong focus on the knowledge base, the expertise, and the experience of both Sabine and myself in our personal and professional areas of work, so that we can, in some way, support you in becoming the person you want to be.
When we talk about who we want to be, who we want to become, the most important aspect, of course, to begin with, is understanding who you are at the moment. And that includes, for example, emotional intelligence. It includes awareness of the biases you have, unpacking the blind spots that you have. It includes, especially in the region that we live here right now, cultural intelligence. It includes understanding, how do you live your day-to-day life? Which habits do you have? How do they serve you? Which are good for you and which are not? So all of these topics are going to be unpacked together with me, because this is what I am focusing on in my work as a trainer and as a coach. And I'm looking forward to sharing all of these topics with you. So as you know, whenever there's anything in particular you'd like to know or to delve deeper into, you can use the comment box and share your ideas and thoughts and feedback with us. And apart from working on your mindset going forward for 2026, Abba is going to offer you a very, very important part as well.
So I will focus a lot on helping you move forward in your use of AI, whether that's for your content, whether that's for your personal branding, whether that's for empowering you to do something else. Because sometimes we get lost in the sea of noise of what's happening with AI. And rather than trying to touch on everything, I will try and support you in any way I can to actually help you make some decisions and use AI to help you on a personal or professional level. So between us, both Sabine and I, we're still going to talk about being human and using technology and thriving in this AI first world, but we're going to try and support you to the best capacity that we can in helping you get a bit closer to who is this person you want to become. And then, if of course, we're open to comments, we're open to questions, and you will always know how to reach us and find us if you want to learn more. So we hope you stay tuned in 2026. We're super excited to be able to hone in on what we can really support you with in 2026 and really help you take the next step if you need that support. So thank you for being a listener, and we will see you next month. We are also reducing our episodes. We used to do one a week, which was fantastic, and we kind of had to because we were covering so many different things. But now that we are focusing a little bit more on what are the actual things you can do to move towards who you want to become, we will have more in-depth, laser-focused episodes, and they will be monthly. So thank you very much for listening, and we will see you very soon. Have a wonderful 2026.